Healing your relationship with money will give you more freedom, more choice, and more peace than chasing numbers ever will. You got to look at money like it's a tool because money is a tool and it's not a measure of your worth or your value. It's not a test of your goodness. I want you to know that. So when you stop making money mean something about who you are, you finally allow it to flow. I want you to do this. Every time you catch yourself slipping into old money patterns, I want you to be kind to yourself. I want you to stop judging yourself and just decide to choose differently. That's how change happens. That's how healing happens. That's how abundance grows.
Welcome to Win-Win with Gwen, hosted by Gwendolyn Shores, author, inspirational speaker, transformational coach, and CEO of Minds Above Matters. This is the podcast where your dreams ignite, limits shatter, and action leads to the life that you deserve. Your breakthrough starts now.
Welcome back. I'm your host, transformational coach Gwendolyn. Yes, I have a cold, so just bear with me today. We're going to get through this. If money feels heavy, stressful, or unsafe, I want you to know something right away. I want you to know that those feelings don't mean that you don't deserve money. They don't mean that you're ungrateful, and it doesn't mean that you're bad with money. So throw all those negative thoughts out the door, okay? It means that you learned something about money a long, long, long time ago, maybe when you were a child. And nobody taught you how to unlearn that you learned. Today, we're talking about money. We're talking about your relationship with money and how to rewire it so that abundance stops feeling like something bad, like a threat, because your future cannot afford your past running the show. And today, we're doing the work to change that because money is one of those things that can tighten your chest before you even realize what's happening. You don't just decide to tense up every time you hear the word money or have to deal with money. Your body, it does that because of old behaviors, patterns, and beliefs. And you need to understand that because that's important. Because if money got you out here feeling heavy, feeling scared or unsafe, you got to know that there's nothing wrong with you. You're just holding on to old emotions. It's because your nervous system learned something about money long before you ever had control over your nervous system. You learned about money by watching. You learned by listening, by feeling the air shift in rooms where bills were due. I can recall at the age of 12 being in a room with my mom as she opened the mail, looking at one bill after another. And I remember seeing how tense she became after opening each envelope. And seeing that made me ask, Mama, what's wrong? That's what I asked her. And she responded to me by telling me to go sit down, leave her alone, stay out of grown folks' business. But not having to stay near her didn't stop me from seeing her or hearing her personal thoughts and emotions about money. As she sat there opening each envelope, I heard her say, dang, money don't grow on trees. I heard her say, money was the root to all evil. She explained that to my aunt while she was on the phone one day while she was opening bills. I watched her cry as she told the saddest story to my uncle one time about how she was already working one job and my father was working too, and they still couldn't make ends meet. I just can't do this. I don't have enough money. Her words, what I saw, and her emotions, they created my money story. When you notice the arguments connected to money that you have, when you notice the stress, the silence, or the fear, you didn't just hear stories about money. Your body absorbed those stories. They became a part of you. Abundance does not start in your bank account. It starts in your nervous system, just as it did when I was 12 years old. Witnessing my mother react to money that way, seeing her work one job and my father work two, and still not have enough to pay bills, still not have an abundance of money. Yeah, that shapes your story. So if your body tightens up every time you think about money, It's not a mindset problem. That's a memory problem. If you feel guilty for wanting more, not greed, that's conditioning. If part of you secretly believes that having money makes people selfish or unsafe or that it's the root to all evil, I need you to know that that belief didn't come from nowhere. Okay? And if you cannot, and I need you to know you cannot shame yourself out of something your body learned to do just to protect itself. Because those thoughts, those beliefs, they're there to protect you, but it's protection that you don't need. And that's why repeating affirmations without changing how your body feels never works. You can say, I am abundant, I have abundance all day long. But if your system still associates money with danger, your body will override your words every single time. So today, we're not pretending, we are reconnecting because awareness is where freedom starts. It's not in blame, it's not in judgment, it's in awareness. And some of you all are still living inside old money stories. Also, just because something feels familiar doesn't mean it's permanent. Your money situation doesn't have to be permanent. And just because it's been this way doesn't mean it has to stay that way. You're not an old dog learning new tricks. You are human. You can learn new behaviors and new beliefs. So here's where that shift begins. It's going to begin when you stop asking, how do I make money? And you start asking, why does my body resist receiving it? Once you understand that, everything changes. When it comes to money, your thoughts matter, but so does your feelings. And your responses matter even more. Rewiring happens when you notice what you think about money. What do you think about money? Answer that. How you feel in your body when money comes up and how you automatically respond. You got to notice that. Do you avoid talking about money? Do you feel overworked just to have money? Do you panic? Excuse me. Do you panic? Do you freeze? Do you self sabotage? The work is not forcing yourself to be positive, teaching your system that it is safe to receive, safe to want more. This is where healing meets responsibility. Because, yes, your past shaped your money story. I get it. I get it. Been there, done that. But it's also in knowing that your future gets to shape that story right now. It's going to take patience and practice. And practice doesn't mean perfection, it means repetition. It means noticing when you tighten and choosing to breathe instead of panicking at that moment. It means catching the thought that says, I'll never get ahead, and instead ask yourself, is that my truth or my history talking? And I bet you it's your history talking. This is how abundance becomes possible. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time with consistency. Before we go any further, I want you to pause for a minute. Can you pause for me? Okay. Now, I ask you to pause because this is the moment I ask you to give yourself an internal applause. Because if you're still listening, that means part of you is ready. You're doing the work. Look at you. You're doing the work even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's slow, even when nobody is looking. You're doing the work regardless of people having their eyes on you because you're doing it for you. But guess what? I see you. And I believe in you 101%. But what's even more important than me believing you 101% is if you believe in yourself 101%. And for those of you who are already there, kudos. But for those of you who are not there, here you go. You can borrow my belief that I have in you until you build your own belief. Now let's talk about generosity because this part matters more than people realize. Generosity isn't about giving money that you don't have. Excuse me, guys. This cold is really good. It's about staying open when fear tells you to close. It's about sharing your time, your wisdom, your presence, even in the midst of growing. Did you know that money responds to openness? Did you know it responds to movement? And that's why you got to do the work. It responds to trust. And no, money alone will not solve every problem, but healing your relationship with money will give you more freedom, more choice, and more peace than chasing numbers ever will. You got to look at money like it's a tool because money is a tool and it's not a measure of your worth or your value. It's not a test of your goodness. I want you to know that. So when you stop making money mean something about who you are, you finally allow it to flow. So here's the invitation. This is what I want you to do this week. I am inviting you to notice how you think about money, to notice how your body feels when the subject of money arises, and to notice how you respond. And I also want you to do this. Every time you catch yourself slipping into old money patterns, I want you to be kind to yourself. I want you to stop judging yourself and just decide to choose differently. That's how change happens. That's how healing happens. That's how abundance grows, guys. You've got to do the work. Say that with me. You've got to do the work. But you don't have to do it alone. I'm going to be here with you every single step. Guys, if this episode spoke to you, I want you to like this episode, share this episode, and subscribe to my channel. And don't you dare be a gatekeeper. Someone you know needs this conversation. So please share it. Guys, it's always a win-win with Gwen. And until next week, I will see you here. Same place, same time, every Friday at 6:15 a.m. or whenever you pick it up after that. I'll see you. I love you guys. And I can't wait to see you next Friday. So in the meantime, keep up the good work. Keep winning because you deserve it. Bye, guys.